Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. You might hear in my voice that I sound a little bit at a different energy level. And this is because I'm actually recording this really late at night, and I wasn't even planning on recording this specific reading, but lately I've been feeling a lot of energy moving through specifically the Divine Feminine Collective, and I almost get this kind of emergency SOS kind of feeling sometimes from some of the Divine Feminines who I know are out there listening and feeling some of the intensity of the journey, feeling some of the heaviness of the journey at times. And I really want you to know, if that is you and if that is what you've been feeling, that first of all, you aren't alone in what you are experiencing. And secondly, there is an energetic root cause. There's a reason that you're feeling the way that you're feeling. And I know that might sound kind of elementary, but I think that oftentimes we forget, especially as Divine Feminines, that we are really powerful, energetically sensitive beings, and our emotions are often indicators of these energy shifts. And sometimes we have this tendency to self-judge the emotions as they come through instead of really pausing to be with them and to remind ourselves that if we're feeling a certain way, we aren't the ones to be blamed in this kind of emotional experience. There's nothing wrong with feeling the intensity, the heaviness, the kind of so-called negative aspects of ourselves. And it can be so useful for us to really release those learned patterns of self-judgment around these emotional experiences and take the time to understand them. So I know that was a bit of rambling at the beginning there, but I do feel that someone listening really needed to be reminded of that. Now, with that being said, as I've been saying in these kind of shorter style reading videos, these will not necessarily resonate with everyone. These are meant for specific individuals who will feel drawn to these readings and will feel resonance with the messages. So only take what connects with you personally. But right away, of course, we have the yin yang card in the reverse position. And I'm saying, of course, because those of you who regularly watch my readings know that this is one of the top 2 twin flame cards in the deck. In fact, I would say it's really the number 1 twin flame kind of related card, because it really symbolizes the yin and yang, the masculine and feminine energy. And the fact this card is reversed tells me that the person I'm connecting in with in this reading is feeling some kind of negative or heavy emotion. That's really the word here. It's like a heaviness around a situation with a person that they believe to be. And I'm getting this wave of emotion right now, this wave of emotion, because this Divine Feminine feels this extremely strong and ancient soul connection with this other person. But at the moment, she is also feeling a lot of pain associated with this situation, a lot of heaviness. So I am going to be reading into what's going on here. So why is this Divine Feminine feeling some kind of heaviness right now? 5th chakra in the upright position. So something in regards to the communication with her twin flame or the person she believes to be her twin. 6th chakra in the reverse position, the 3rd eye chakra reversed. I'm hearing that there could have been for someone, and this won't be for everyone, but some kind of triggering around communication or lack of communication with their divine masculine counterpart. And there's something very 3D about this kind of triggering. It's like, I feel that this divine feminine was really seeing this situation or kind of getting caught up in 3D based paradigms here about love and relationship, and then trying to apply a 3D model of love to a very unique form of soul connection here, which I feel for many will be a twin flame. Now, I know that sounds kind of strange, but as those of you who are twin flames know, this kind of connection that we experience with our twin is so profoundly different from most forms of 3D connection in love and relationship. And because of this, the temple path, the reverse, many people in our society, in fact, most, are living unconsciously. This card is coming out reversed to remind you, Divine Feminine, that you are one of the rare few who is choosing to rise up to your soul's true path, choosing to really fully awaken in this lifetime. And I know at times it is challenging to be so awake, and I feel someone's energy. It's like sometimes I just want to fall back asleep again. Sometimes I wish that I wasn't so awake, that I couldn't see so clearly, that I wasn't on this path, because even though it's been so beautiful and expansive, it's also caused so much heaviness at times, so much pain at times, and it's difficult to walk a path and live a way of being and be connected with a person in a way that to most seems delusional. And I'm getting this vibe like to most, it almost has that feeling of, oh, he just doesn't want you. He just doesn't want to commit, or he's just not that into you. Speaking from the perspective of this masculine, of course, or how society sees how this masculine is acting in the physical. But you know, Divine Feminine, that there is something deeper going on here, that this is some kind of soul bond that you are sharing with this other person. And I feel at times this can be so, almost the word I'm picking up on here is just overwhelming to be so awakened, to be so spiritual in a world with such density. And on some level, beautiful Divine Feminine, you remember what it's like to be soul, to be pure spirit prior to incarnating here, to not have the restrictions and the limitation and the pain of physical life experience. I just heard highs and lows. So someone could really just feel, and I also heard tired. It's like, I'm tired of the highs and lows. I'm tired of feeling like I'm tossed around by the waves of this experience or of my life. But there's this message also of, you can't go back, and you wouldn't want to even if you could, because with this fourth chakra card in the upright position, because your heart has already opened to a new way of loving, of living, of seeing love and relationship, and you can't go back to those old restrictive ways of being, those old limited worldviews and paradigms, as much as sometimes your ego might make you believe that you want to go back, or that it would be possible to go back. I know this won't apply to everyone, but for someone, I'm specifically getting this kind of image of someone daydreaming about or thinking about kind of contacting some lesser form of, and by lesser, I don't mean worse. There's no real better or worse form of connection, because we do have free will and every connection holds value. But by lesser, I mean more shallow, with less spiritual depth. It's like thinking of trying to go back to a connection that is simply kind of familiar, or I heard normal, that society kind of can understand, and to give up on perhaps some other connection or journey in your life that is feeling really intense and expansive. And yes, beautiful, but also so energetically draining. It's like it requires so much investment of your energy and so much self-accountability on a daily basis that at times it just feels tiring. But of course, you do have free will. You can choose to connect with anyone that you desire to connect with, any form of soul connection. You don't have to physically in the 3D connect with your twin flame in a certain way if that doesn't feel right to you, and always use your intuition on that, of course, above all else. But I'm also getting the message here from your guides, like, regardless of what you choose to do here with these feelings of heaviness that are coming through for you, really give yourself the pause, the time and space to ask where this is coming from. Is it that there is a part of you that is simply trying to shy away from the immense growth and expansion that your soul is calling you toward? Is it your fear and your doubts trying to kind of pull you back into smaller places that were more restrictive, but also more familiar, and therefore to the ego mind seemed safe? Or is this a decision that is truly coming from your intuition and coming from a space of pure soul desire? And of course, that's only a question that can be answered by you, and the answer will be different for everyone listening. It will be unique to you, but you're really just being guided to spend some time with yourself and allow yourself to sit with some of these feelings coming up without judging them, and to really work through them, to acknowledge them, to embrace them, and to really allow them to transform with man holding a heart upright and adjacent possibilities in the reverse. So I knew that these messages would come out because I also felt a divine feminine kind of in this energy of wanting a commitment, wanting something more real with her divine masculine, but feeling as though from society's perspective, it looked as though he doesn't want to commit, or she's not worth that commitment, and that feeling of lack of worthiness, or being seen like someone who is connecting with a masculine who isn't valuing her or doesn't see her worth, if that makes sense, is causing her to feel a bit heavy emotionally or confused at times. And with these two cards coming out, the ironic thing is I instantly felt a masculine energy from these cards. And these cards so clearly say it's like a man holding his heart, opening his heart, and closing out all other options and possibilities. I wanted to say collapsing other timelines. It's like almost like a masculine who is thinking out into the future and seeing that there are a lot of different directions that different forms of love connection or soul connection could take him in life. But it's this profound realization that is coming within him of, yes, there may be hundreds of different free will choices we could make in this life to go different directions, but I only want the path that leads to you. That's what I'm hearing from this masculine on a soul level. But what I really want to know is, if this masculine is feeling this way, then why is there this feeling of lack of commitment that the divine feminine is picking up on? Cornucopia reversed, yeah. Something here about wishes being delayed or unfulfilled. I hear this masculine saying, I couldn't give you what you want. And I made you feel alone in this world at times. With the community card reversed, it's like this feeling of intense loneliness or isolation. They could be separated from by a geographical distance as well. Yin Yang reverse. Once again, the twin flame card coming out a second time in this reading. This is absolutely a twin flame reading we are channeling here. And I feel this masculine saying, I now see on some level, whether it's conscious or unconscious will really depend on his level of awakening. But I feel this kind of sense of knowing being solidified within him, saying, I know this is a profound, deep, and ancient soul connection that we share. And from some masculines, I'm almost getting this feeling of, I know that I from some of them, it would literally be said like, I know that I messed parts of this up, but of course, from a soul perspective, there is no ruining things or messing up things. And really, twin flames are always reflecting energetically what is going on within the other. It's how we teach and expand one another. But I do sense that a masculine from his 3D perspective is really coming into a deeper awareness of the profundity of this soul bond between himself and the feminine, and feeling a sense of regret here as well. The thinking man upright and the thinking woman reverse. These cards so clearly say we trigger each other. So there's this very profound push-pull kind of energy. So some of you who are resonating with this reading may have even experienced this either energetically, emotionally, this kind of pushing, pulling, like energy where one minute you feel really confident about the connection, really all in, and then the next minute you find yourself pulling back or feeling uncertain or feeling anxiety. Or if you interact more consciously with your person in the 3D, then this triggering may have actually played out in your physical reality in a more visible way as well, where there was this kind of back and forth. For some, this could have looked like arguments or kind of miscommunications or this kind of pushing, pulling sort of energy. But regardless of whether this is showing up in a visible way or not, I feel that many who are resonating with this reading are feeling this to some extent energetically. So this could also manifest as literally feeling like a pulling sensation at your heart center, and I'm absolutely getting that for some as well. So I want to just see if I can pull a few final cards of guidance for whoever I'm connecting with here. Wow, a new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. This is so interesting because really the energy I'm getting from this is a new cycle beginning, but with the same person. It's like this breaking free of old cycles, of potentially karmic cycles or energies, and this laying of a new energetic groundwork, a new kind of foundation, allowing the start of a new cycle. Really what I'm getting from this is a message of old patterns will not be repeating themselves between us, between these counterparts moving into the future, because they each have been changed. Because I do feel that some of the anxieties for this divine feminine especially could be history repeating itself, so to speak, could be this feeling of, I don't want us divine masculine to repeat these same painful patterns from our past into the future. But what this card is saying is that this will not happen. These old patterns will not repeat, because divine feminine, you are bringing a new version of yourself into this new phase of your life or of your love connection, however these messages are applying for you personally. Are there any other messages that I can channel here? What other message can I bring forth to close out this reading? Wow, okay, so 3 cards came out from the Twin Flames in Separation deck. By the way, this is a fairly new deck by Liv Tarot, and I've really enjoyed this deck. You should absolutely go check it out, or check out her channel. I believe she has a YouTube channel as well. But anyway, so these cards say, I want to contact our mutual friends to ask about you. So I don't feel this will resonate for everyone literally, but if you are in a situation where you and your masculine are in a lessened state of 3D communication and you do share a mutual friend group or friend circle, I do see him trying to keep tabs on you, or what I'm really hearing is trying to casually ask about you without coming off like he really cares too much or is too invested, but really trying to, or feeling this kind of curiosity about what you're up to in the physical world, because there is this increasing desire from him to increase the communication between you or the interaction between you. And again, only take that if it connects. That won't be for everyone. But the second 2 cards here say, I settled for second best because I don't deserve you. So I'm hearing this for some connected specifically with a masculine who could be caught up in some kind of third-party karmic situation or something along those lines. There's this feeling of I didn't fully move toward you or commit toward you in the ways that I know you deserve and that you wanted, because I wasn't attuned to my own inner worthiness. I didn't see myself as being worth you and being worth our connection. And finally, the third card here says, you were my sanctuary. You were the only person I could confide in, and I betrayed your trust. So I feel this speaking to that specific masculine who had those feelings of regret here in regards to past actions with the divine feminine. This feeling of you were and are the one that I wanted. But once again, there is this masculine speaking to the fact that in the past he wasn't tapped into his own feeling of worthiness. He didn't feel worthy of the divine feminine's love or of this intense soul connection. But the overarching card here, really closing the reading once again, is that card, a new romantic cycle begins. And I really want to leave you with that message, because I do hope that if you were feeling in a bit of a heavy or kind of energetically low space today, I do hope this provided you some sense of inner peace or stability or clarity along your journey, because really my goal with all of these readings is simply to reconnect you with the truth of your own soul, with what your intuition already knows. So as I always say, only take what resonates with you personally. If you did find that a message connected with you, please be sure to leave me a comment under this video. I am so grateful to all of you who do take the time to comment, and I love how we're really building this sense of mutual support of each other and a sense of community, especially through the comment section on this channel. Also, if you would like me to channel specifically for you and your situation in future readings, be sure to tune your energy into our collective by subscribing to this channel, because when you are subscribed, I'm able to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. Now, with all of that being said, if these messages are connecting with you, I do also really recommend establishing some kind of daily meditation practice, whatever feels good to you. Really give yourself the time and space you deserve to nourish your soul, and really above all else to tune into your inner world, your inner voice, before tuning out into the world. Because as we've been channeling through this reading, you are truly on a path that not many people are going to understand, and throughout the day it's very possible that other people or the vibrations and thoughts collectively of society in general can project outward onto you and cause you to kind of absorb these lower energies and begin to feel this kind of triggering, because you are a very energetically sensitive being. So again, meditation is a wonderful way to really clear your energy and ground yourself in the morning. Particularly, I like to meditate with subliminals, because I find that this really deeply clears out the energy field through the portal of the subconscious mind, because subliminals are designed specifically to target and reprogram your subconscious by bypassing the filter of the conscious mind and implanting these positive new ideas and belief systems through these positive affirmations onto your subconscious. So I have created over 100 subliminals on my website, soundandsoulful.com. So as you can see on the screen, I do have subliminals for many different areas of your life, and I also have a category category specifically for twin flames. But above all else, if you are resonating with this specific reading, I most recommend exploring my twin flame 7 chakra clearing subliminal, because this is very comprehensive. It addresses all 7 energy centers that we think of as chakras in the energy body, and really clears out any negative blocks stored within any of these chakra centers, allowing you to re-magnetize your energy for deeper connection with really within yourself, to allow you to really self-reconnect and tap into unconditional love frequency. But as a byproduct of that, you are naturally going to manifest deeper, more 3D connection with your true twin as well. So again, the link to this twin flame 7 chakra clearing is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. I hope you have a truly beautiful, wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you again in the next video.